I gotta be me, yeah, gotta be me. What else can I be but what I am?
Hello my roses, welcome back to my channel. Guys, I know it has been a while that you have seen my face. Well, it seems like a while for me, but it's probably about 2 or so weeks. Yeah, basically, you know, I cannot do a video or I cannot move forward when I feel a bit stagnant and there's something I need to share with you guys. It's a bit disappointing, and you know, it's things that always tend to affect my immediate family. Anyway, I'm really sorry, first of all, before I share what I'm going to share with you guys, if I've let anyone down out there, because I do feel a bit like that. But, you know, the decision I made wasn't lightly, or it didn't seem lightly at the time. Yeah, basically what had happened is I shared with you guys that I'm going to college and I was starting a new job and all of those things. Life was going really well. You know that I've not long ago moved. It was just a lot of stuff going on, and you know, I had my really happy times and I had my really low times. I'll share with you, like, basically I had to leave my situation. I had to basically run. That's, you know, that's the truth of what had happened. I had to run. I had to run with my kids. And I'll share why with you guys, because, you know, I'll take time. I've healed a bit from how I was feeling, and you know, I always keep it real with you guys, you know, even though if I don't speak about things straight away, or I can't vlog straight away, when I do come and vlog, I keep it 100 with you guys, from my heart. So yeah, and I'm trying to, like, if there was a format of how I proceed, but you know, my explanation is in my head is all over the place, so I hope it's gonna be a bit uniform for you guys out there. So as you know, I moved and I took the plunge after 3 years with my partner and moving with him, regardless of any advice I did get, you know, whether it be my children or friends. Yeah, I just thought, you know what, we've been together for so long, and he's my ride or die. Since he's been in my life, it was more or less me and him against all odds. He was for me, I was for him. That's how I felt about the situation, even before anything came into place, even before, you know, we met in a situation we both needed each other, so, and we clinged on it to each other for dear life. And yeah, I had my kids, but anybody that I'd go and say everything to would be him, my confidant and lover, etc. The list goes on. Everything, it was just, you know, because you guys know that I've segregated myself in some ways, you know, not just lightly segregated. I was talking that topic before, so it's not lightly, but I won't go into that. I just keep the focus on what I'm on about. So he was like more or less the one person I had to go and say anything to. So I moved in with him, and the family, we thought we joined together, even though the circumstances wasn't under the best, because ideally we wanted to make sure that he have a bigger house and we move in together, but that never happened. So we decided to work with what we had, and at the time that seemed like the best situation, how I was feeling inside and all the rest of it. I just wanted to, what are we waiting for? Let's just do this. And he kind of come to the conclusion, we both agreed. It was challenging in the moving part. I wouldn't go into that in depth, but it was challenging on my mind. One, I've had my property for at least 10 years, and prior to that, it was the same, under the same tenancy and stuff like that, where I probably have it for another 10 years. So it was a long property. You know, I had that when I had my first ever child. That's when they gave me that tenancy, years and years ago. So it's been long I held on to, you know, even if I was finding struggling at any time, I've always managed to hold on to that property. I always seem to hold on to that tenancy. But this time I just decided, you know, that's it. I don't see myself with anybody else. He treat me well and all the rest of it. So this is it. Like I said, we didn't see any children in our future, but the way we were, how close we were together, we managed to have a son in the process of that, which was such a joy and such a bonus. But you know, things turn into different situation. It just seemed like a lot of unnecessary jealousy from all over the place, and all, you know, people want you to do what they want you to do. They don't want you to live your truth and your life and be free to do what they are free, but you're not free, etc. But you know, things with him is always been, we always communicate, we always talk, we always have a very active life in connection wise and all of these things as well. So anyway, we move in again, so ours is a smaller place and everything's going okay. I'm saying to myself, I've determined that I'm going to make it work. We're going to do this, blah, 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 blah. As you guys see, I started college. I applied for that college even before I moved. And, you know, but I always had my partner support during those times, and even applied for the job. And so let's go into it. I was going to college, and you know, I had my little challenge there, but the people that I was going to college with, they were amazing people, amazing people. Any little challenge I had, I soon get over it, and I stripped back myself down, as you guys can see, because I shared with you. A lot of money was spent and getting on the course, and a lot of effort was put in, but I was happy. Happy with the students in my group. I was happy with the teachers, and you know, ups and downs. In the end, I was 100%, and you know, because I felt it difficult on the theory side of things, but everybody soon understood each other, and it was just amazing. You know, you guys out there know who you are, and amazing group of young people, and you know, a little bit older. I was the oldest in the class and stuff like that, but you know, I just felt like, wow, you know, just everything just seems really nice and beautiful and genuine, and you know, we all getting on and stuff like that. In the process, the first thing, I went for an interview before I even started college, and I got the job, but there was some processing stuff behind the scenes that was going on in terms of that. And in the midst of college, in like 4 or 5 weeks in, they said to me they want me to come for induction for the work. And you know, then things at home, me and my partner start arguing over about one topic over and over again. We're just arguing about this topic every week. We arguing about this topic, and every time we argue about the topic, it shaved me down a lot. So, you know, I was a bit depressed, and all the studying, because my brain was not really used to all this different studying and all of these things, because, you know, up in age and stuff, but it was quite exciting and stuff. So with the argument, I found myself always getting down, and, you know, my kids are doing well in what they're doing as well, and you know, I shared all of those things with you guys. And about the week I took off college to try and do the induction for work, oh my gosh, my brain was fried, because it was like a lot of information, things that I kind of knew because I have done that job role before. So it wasn't new to me, but it was just a lot of information. And I'm there thinking, oh, I'm missing college, even though the tutors was really lovely to me, because I don't really miss college. So they were really good by saying, you know, you have the week off. And it was like 3 days basically I'd have off because I go to college 3 days a week. So it wasn't a long time, and they agreed, and I just thought I can do this. And sometimes with the arguments with my partner, I thought a lot of it was to do because all of the pressure was on him. So I thought, let me get this little job and see if I can help out in any little way, even to not be stretching my hands so much, to say any little helps basically. And I was prepared and willing to do the college and the job to show that we in this together. There was times when I felt like we're not in it. There's things I'm not used to because he's putting his foot down more because the pressure's on him, basically. And I'm not used to that with him. My thing with him, I kind of get my way, if I'm being honest. And the whole change and some words that was said was really, he don't like what I do in terms of that, the vlogging and making everything open. So I do apologize for that, but I just have to share with you guys. He don't like that side of things. If you notice, even when I'm moving with him, he hardly been in the vlogs and stuff due to work, and because he's not that type of person. If he's in the vlog, it's because of me, or he's in that mood that he don't mind, but it's not really his thing. But I have to, if I'm gonna share some, I'm not gonna like go deep, but I'm gonna share. So, I'm like, wow. So now because I moved in, it's like when you're telling your child no, that's how I feel. A lot of things kind of feel different, and I just feel like, it wasn't a partnership anymore. It was just a bit like, I'm just being honest, I have to be following the rules and regulation, and no matter how I try to balance it out, like I'm studying, I have a job and all of these things, trying my best to, it just wasn't like that anymore. And that kind of, and then one of the things, I never really wanted to move that close to his family either, if I'm being honest, because I just knew, when if you follow your heart, sometimes you just knew that it's just going to be that situation. I ain't got nobody to run to. I'll surrogate myself. But then all of a sudden, he had somebody to run to, and and I put up with a lot that I probably wouldn't normally do. I allow my child to be where he's always come back in one piece, always safe, always, all of them things, but it's not really me, because at the end of the day, even if he's going to be around certain people, I don't know who comes to that house. I'm a bit funny about those sort of things. So I feel like I'm allowing and stretching my normal, what's the word? I can't find the word, but you guys know what I mean. I'm stretching myself to conform to certain things, and on the other hand, it just seems like it's still not good enough, and more. And one thing with the job, when I was there training as well, I realized that there wasn't a bus that goes directly to my work where I could get a bus if I need to get to work, so I know how I'm getting to work if there wasn't a car available and stuff like that, instead of relying. And I feel like it came down to the point where I'm noticing I'm going to be relying on somebody to get to this work, and I'm like, no, I don't want to rely on anyone. When I go to college, nobody, even if I get drove into college, that's a choice, but I know my bus to take me to college and back home, kind of thing. So all of them things is things that I don't like, and I have to be liking it. I feel forced to be, at the end of the day, you can say that it's a means to an end, but it's a means that I wasn't comfortable. So then now I find like my mental state started deteriorating in short space of time. I'm feeling ill. I'm feeling like, no, that's it, I'm done. There's nothing I do is going to be good enough. No risk is being taken to on that side, but at the same time, realistically, that wasn't true, because he's doing everything financially. So that wasn't really true. But in my head, that's how I felt like, no, this thing, I just want one thing. We had a situation where we needed a new car, so we was going to start getting a car where I could drive as well, so it was an automatic car. But all the cars I never liked, and every so often we just didn't come to an agreement or a compromise, and it was like his way or the leeway. And I was like, no, I'm not agreeing to that. And I've never been in a situation with you where I have to come out of my comfort zone and agree, even though in the sense that all the moving, all the going to college, and all the getting a job is all to say it's in a partnership. It's in a, we're in this together. So the whole driving thing, I just wanted him, but sometimes when he set his mind against something, that's just it. That's just it. He's just not budging. So and we just arguing, and our sex life is down the drain because the house is small, and Angelo's sleep in the middle of both of us. So it was a situation like that. So it was just a lot, and I just felt because it wasn't long. It's not like we'd done a year, but I just felt like I was giving, and in that short time, I was suffocated. I don't know if it's the amount of things I had to process was going in my head, and I was just like screaming, but not screaming out loud. I was finding myself getting more and more agitated and angry, like, losing respect and feeling like I could really lash out, and like all the things I've been holding down and suppressing or not really addressing how I know I'll lash out and address. It just felt like you just squashing me in, like I couldn't breathe. And the Wednesday was when I was meant to go to the training. I just didn't go. I was meant to get picked up again, and I didn't like the idea of that, and I just feel like I'm being managed. That's how I felt. I felt like I've been managed, and I'm managed by my job. I manage at college because I have to follow rules and regulation. And I feel like I'm managing my own home. And I was like, no. That was it. I snapped in my mind like, no, I can't, I can't be boxed in like that. I can't be boxed in this small box. And the arguments, sometimes my kids was hearing, they're not a strange to argument, but it was just argument that it kind of get a bit, that I was uncomfortable with them hearing. So on the Thursday morning, I was by myself, so I just stayed at home. I was going to go to college that day. I missed the Wednesday of the work induction, and I decided I was going to go to college on the Thursday. I even messaged my friends and say I was going to come in on the Thursday, but when I got up, from the Wednesday, I was just in bed and barely doing much, and I had to watch Angelo that day. And on the Thursday, I said I was going to college. I couldn't go to college either, and all sorts of things come rushing back. Like even when sometimes everybody have their pages on Facebook. As soon as you put up something nice or pleasant, they just think your life is happy. Even they know that you don't really have a lot of friends or a lot of support, but you put up a nice picture and you're getting flooded with messages and all of these things. Just like you feel like you can't breathe, you can't live, and everybody's free to put up their picture. The most you do is comment something positive or put a heart on it or something. With me, it's different. It's like I can't, and I was just like basically putting two fingers up, basically, and I just wanted to scream and just let it all out. So that was a Thursday. I managed to scrape through again. Didn't go to college, so it just all became too much. And I stayed home on the Thursday, and then the Friday he was off, and then the kids get up in the morning. We're just not getting on. Kids get up in the morning, and they were just getting dressed for school. And my spirit just said, I can't stay in the house with him by myself because I'm just feeling like I'm sucked in. There's just a lot of things that was happening And I just felt like I just could not spend the day by myself, because we would probably end up in a physical altercation, because that's how I felt, you know. And I just said to my kids, don't put your uniform on, just put on some normal clothes. And that thing that kicks in when things kicks into me just kicks in, and I just start packing. And once I start packing, and I think things are getting, because he's a person that used to live by himself, so he's used to that lifestyle, having all of us there. You know, we spent 3 years where he comes to me or I may visit him, not as often, but normal routine, and he was quite happy with that and stuff. But when the emerging came, he done his best, you know. The kids were doing well, like I said, and stuff, and always looked after us and never say anything different. But I feel like mentally it had changed in terms of how he looked after especially me. So that was a big no-no for me. And I just started packing, and I had a destination in mind. And even it was that bad, I was said, you know, put some money in my account, I left myself into a way where, you know, future going forward, I have to be wiser and I have to be different, you know. And I've heard all the advice in the world, I've had all the saying in the world, but there's no point banging on about that, you know. And he's always helped, even to this day he'll continuously help. But I just have to be in a different headspace. I just have to be in a place where I don't feel like me at 40 years old, somebody's managing me. Because when we met, even though I was going through stuff, I'm the one that was looking after my children for years prior and making sure they get through life. So it was a difference, and I just felt like I sacrificed everything to take the leap of faith. And it's either we're going to live like a family, a proper, and we're in it together, or it's just not going to happen at all. So yeah, I left basically 2 weeks now. I've left, and I've left to where nobody could have guessed where I left, you know, to. And I even have ideas of that fact that I might just go back to London. You're hearing all of this advice. You have to be ironing out your dirty laundry, telling people your business, stuff that's just very uncomfortable. And you just, at the end of the day, sometimes it's like, who's benefiting from this? You know, it's just the immediate family that always get hurt. One of the only person I did tell was my eldest boy. He was quite surprised because things seemed so well. We was even getting on to a good place where we were seeing each other again. That has calmed down because I'm so far. There's no point. I just feel a bit nervous having him travel this far. But, you know, living your life in fear is never the best way to live. And, you know, I'm the sort of person, when the ship is sinking and you think, oh, that's it, she ain't got any room for maneuver, I always find room. So it's just what I wanted to share with you guys. I know that it was not everybody out there is for me, and people just watch my business, which is even neither here nor there. I will always able to maneuver and survive with my children. So that I was a bit anxious and fearful, because even through the time of me giving up my property, there was a lot of dispute because of the anxiousness and the unsurety and all the rest of it was there, psychological. So even that we were arguing about, even the, you know, and most of the move was on me to get it done, because he works full time and stuff like that. But he did put things into place to help with that and to move us in the end, because even prior to the move, there were arguments saying that I'm not moving and all of that. And, you know, even though that was said and he put us in a place, it's just somebody that I will always love, You know, I don't see myself this like the best relationship I've ever had in that sense. You know, with somebody that will look after, but at the same time, there's other things that comes with that, which I am now aware of. So basically, I just want to be able to be creative. I just want to be able to feel free. And you know, before I forget, I do apologize, like I'm cutting my course short, but my main thing is looking after myself mentally and to make sure that my kids is good and to try and avoid my kids ending up in somebody else's care, stuff like that, you know. So I have to do what I have to do in those regards. So in my decision making, and you know, sometimes like I was saying, I want to go back to, I feel like I might want to go back to London and back into, but that's not going to work either, to be fair, under that certain circumstances, which I won't be going into in a negative way in that sense either. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I didn't want to come on here looking all run down, because you know, most of the time when I'm sharing stuff with you that's serious, I always kind of come looking how I feel. But I waited, you know. Friday just gone was 2 weeks since we've left, and I just want to be laughing, you know, when I want to laugh. I don't want to feel like somebody is manipulating when I laugh and when I don't laugh. That's just one of the worst feeling ever. It's just crazy, but it's a learning, guys. It's a learning. You know, when we are happy, there's nobody else that I'd rather be around or be happy with. We see things in a different way, because you know, guys, I'm a bit carefree, happy-go-lucky, and he's more on the side of making sure that there's always things for a rainy day, which is good. You know, I really embrace that. I got myself out of a lot of situation where, since I met him, where I probably would have been in had I not met him. So I've learned a lot of lesson, and that's not the end of us in that sense. It's just that as long as we were in it together, I'll be willing to do anything to keep us together. But I just felt like it wasn't like that. It is sad. It's really sad. Even sometimes when obviously you go through different feelings, and you go through the feeling where you miss him, because obviously there's different sides to him. And when he's talking to Angelo, it is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking for Angelo, it's heartbreaking for me. He didn't speak for like 3 days when we just moved here. I'm sure it with the other kids. But like I said, like for me, you just have to do what you have to do. You have to do what you have to do to, you know, when you're in like danger zone. And that's how I felt. And I don't like to feel backed into a corner, like I don't have options. And I don't like to be forced and put into situations that I don't want to be put into, you know. So that's what it boils down to, really. And my other children being not sure. Well, we soft, but we're tough. We get there, party people, and no matter how great things seem on one side of it, there's always greatness. So that I'm in no doubt of. I wish all the people that we come across, because the schools were good for the kids in that sense. We just felt boxed in, no room for maneuver. And people that I went to college with, they were amazing. And I just want to say thank you for giving me the chance, in the sense of making me feel welcome. The first lady that interviewed me and stuff, she really gave me that opportunity to study with the college, I feel. And the teachers, always, you know, how are you, Rose? You okay? Blah blah blah. It was just a nice, refreshing place to be. I always feel, you know, even though I'm a mother and there's a lot to do, I always feel quite calm when I'm in their space. Yeah, it's, I know, like, in the sense that sometimes I'm feeling like, oh, there's no one good out there. I know there's good people out there, you know, great people out there, and I know all in all, even if our opinions differ, I have no regrets with my partner. I have no regrets moving, because that's just not me. The things that I don't really like is the situation that I put myself in and put the kids in. That's what I'll be mindful about. But and then there's so many sides I could look at it from. You know, I would never have met the people I've met recently. I'd never have met, even when I was doing the training, and you know, even though that was a trigger thing for me as well, thinking I don't even really want that job. One, I couldn't get there. Two, the amount of stuff that crammed in, and do I really want that job, to be a carer again? Because it just triggered things from my past when I was having issues and having to leave the caring job, and because I couldn't cope and manage, do I want to go back into it? There's lots of underlying things that I might cover, but that was there. It was just a lot. But even the training with the lady, you know, the people were good, the environment was friendly, so it wasn't really that. What it really is deep down, one of the main thing is that thing that I used to feel with my partner wasn't there anymore, and I don't like feeling backed into a corner. You know, obviously everybody have their sides, because like I said, you'd have to be a fool not to know that it was hella stressful on his part and stuff. But even the fact of being in an interracial relationship was challenging, in the sense that we differ on a lot of things, and I could accuse him of things in sense like, oh, I'm not a maid, or I'm not this, I'm not that, and because of how I felt, he dealt with things. But at the same time, it's just, I don't know if you guys catching my drift. So that's another situation where you wonder why this, why that at certain points, but at the same time, we're meant to be in love, and we're meant to be a family, teamwork, make the dream work, stuff like that. It kind of never felt like that. So don't really know what the future holds. I'm never say never. I'm never gonna say, oh, you're not gonna see me with Angelo's dad and rah rah rah, ta ta ta. And the energy was just not right. The energy was suffocating me, and I had to flee. That's the bottom line. That's how I felt. That's what I did. And unsure about a lot of things. Scared at times. But I don't want fear to be a driving force in my life. I don't want negativity to be a driving force in my life. Stuff like that. So here's to the future. You know, it's not gonna be wah 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 wah, cry cry cry, feeling sorry for myself every day. I know, dust myself off, pick up the pieces and move forward, because ain't no fool around here. Ain't no fool. And one of the main thing, he see me, I see him. That was our glue. We saw each other. And sometimes people see you and they pretend they don't see you, or they don't want to acknowledge they see you. I know it might sound a bit confusing, but they see you, or they manipulate what they see. What you have to be confident and know your greatness, and know that you're great, and know that you're worth it, and don't let anybody pull the veil over your eyes. And you have to know that you're an asset, you know, you contribute. What about all my side of things? Yeah, it was on you financially, but it was on me physically. Stuff like that. A lot. I do all the housework, all the washing and the ironing, and then looking after the children, making sure that they're good, and all of these things. And before, sometimes 1 or 2 times we have a challenging, I'll probably say, oh, you take Angela. No, I'm going to run with my kid, but nobody can look after my kid like I can. And I've tested and proven that I know it's a fact, and I've got confirmation. So I'm going to run with my kid. And he's always welcome to see his kid. Because that's, you know, I've always learned over the years, and I've always tried to improve, and I've always will be willing to try. So, yeah, that's it, guys. My video is going to be long. Yeah, go ahead, guys, like, share, and subscribe. And remember, if you can't look after you can't look after anyone else. Lots of love, lots of blessings. Go ahead, guys, and support my channel, because that's my thing, you know. This is, and you guys know out there that I love you guys. So just positivity. Take care for now. Bye, guys. Yeah, I feel good that I have released that.